Alright, practice problem 8.3 says which bond is more polar, and indicate the atom with the partial negative charge. Alright, so if we look at the first example, which is boron and chlorine, and carbon and chlorine, we know electronegativity is going to increase as you go left to right and as you go up the periodic table. And so if we identify chlorine, which is in common in both, and then we see we have boron and we have carbon, okay, the farther they're apart, the more polar the bond. And so carbon is more electronegative, okay, but the more polar compound is going to be this boron chloride, okay. So if you think about a rope with a ball on each end and you pull that, which way is it going to pull? Because chlorine is more electronegative, it's going to pull the electron more towards itself, and so chlorine is going to have that more negative charge. Alright, if we go into part B, we have a phosphorus fluoride bond and a phosphorus chloride bond. And so at that point, we know that basically we have phosphorus in common, okay, and then we have fluorine and we have chlorine, okay. So it's kind of the same thing. If we look at what's in common, we have the phosphorus, okay, and so phosphorus fluoride is going to be stronger, okay, because that's more of an electronegativity difference. And we know that the electron's going to pull towards the fluorine. So the last one is sulfur chloride, sulfur bromide, selenium chloride, and selenium bromide. And so what we can do is first compare sulfur chloride and selenium chloride. Okay, and so we know that we have sulfur chloride, which is right next to each other. Selenium chloride is a little bit further away, and so selenium chloride is going to be more electronegative, or more polar, I'm sorry. Then we look at sulfur bromide and selenium bromide. We can see that sulfur bromide are farther apart, and so the sulfur bromide is going to be more electronegative, or more polar. Okay, then we can compare these two, and what we find is that the selenium chloride is going to be more electronegative because chlorine is the most electronegative, and so selenium chloride then is the most polar of the two.